You seem to be over to number 6 quite a bit, commented Ike, making a fresh cast with one of his rods. This was precisely what Sidney wanted. Yeah, we've been over there several times lately, he replied. Fishing's generally good there, and Bernice here likes to see the girl. They sort of chum together while I fish. Queer little kid she is. Ike made no response to this, but dug into an old tin can for another worm. Sidney tried not to appear desirous of a reply, and whittled a stick nonchalantly. Presently Ike deigned to speak. If you've managed to make any of that outfit talk, you've done more than I can. Since the day I first saw that there cracker woman, I've never managed to get hardly so much of the time of day from the lot. I seen Jerry one morning prowling round catching something for breakfast, I suppose, and I thought I'd have a chat and find out a few things about the Glades from him, but bless you, he just nodded and wouldn't talk no more'n an oyster. I tell you, there's something queer about that outfit. Take from me, Jerry's got something up his sleeve, or my name ain't Ike Massey. He's hiding, that's what he is. What do you suppose he's hiding for? Demanded Sidney, inwardly delighted at this sudden outburst of Ike's. A sly look, visible even in the moonlight, came over the man's face. He's got a reason, don't you worry. Do you suppose that kid is they have tagging around with him? I don't know, do you? Demanded Sidney. This was better than he had even dared to hope, and even Bernice forgot the alligator for a moment and pricked up her ears. You suppose that kid belongs to him? Hissed Ike, his face close to Sidney. I hadn't thought much about it. Why shouldn't she? Sidney led him on. She ain't no more like either of them than a mullet is like a shark, that's why. Oh, I've been studying the situation a bit. I ain't blind. And it's my firm belief that Jerry stole that gal sometime or other, and is just hiding away here until everything's safe, and then he's going to get a ransom for her. You see if I ain't right. That's nonsense, laughed Sidney, but at the same time he pinched Bernice's arm until she almost cried aloud. No, 'tain't nonsense either. If it ain't that, it's something just as bad. He commenced to reel up his lines with determination. But I ain't gonna waste any more time here tonight. Was out all last night anyway, and I need some sleep. You ain't going back to town? So I'd thank you for a lift. Sure thing. Come right along, cried Sidney. We ought to have been back some time ago. Ike gathered up his belongings, and they all moved round the pool to the road where the car stood, Bernice casting many a backward look at the log-like form still floating in the moonlight. The ride home was uneventful, as Ike on the back seat was both sleepy and uncommunicative, but he thanked them warmly for the ride when they had entered the village, and they left him at the door of his own tumble-down shack. Well, what do you think of it? Wasn't it worth while? Demanded Sidney excitedly, as they reached the hotel porch. I don't know what to think. How about you, Sid? Well, I'll admit that same idea has occurred to me more than once, but it seemed too extravagant somehow. I just can't seem to credit those two with any such scheme as that about the kid, and yet it certainly is one explanation. There's one big objection to it. The very thing she told us this afternoon, declared Bernice. If such a thing were the case, would she be likely to be so fond of that Jerry as she says she is? No, Sidney had to admit. I'll have to acknowledge. It doesn't seem likely. End of chapter 5.